So upon returning from the Great Escapade, I felt kind of relieved to be home, especially after a journey where I'm put in very challenging new environments.
Oh, I hit it!
Being able to step out on this journey gave me a wider perspective.
Doing this has taught me that life can really be a great escapade if you're only willing and open to look for new experiences and put yourself outside your comfort zone.
So I thought, why not tap on some of the lessons I've learned on my previous journeys and find new experiences right where I'm at? Because life can be a great escapade, even if you're at home.
Fly free, little bird!
And since eating is a universal joy, I'll serve up meals inspired by each escapade. The best adventures seem to take place in nature.
That's how you do it.
At least that's what the first part of my Great Escapade journey taught me.
This is kind of cathartic.
So, what does Singapore's natural environment have to offer?
Hi everyone, welcome to the conversation that we're having online. My name's Alexius. Simply put, I'm kind of like an urban farmer / nature educator. So I try to help and teach people how to grow edible food for themselves.
I'm a full-time beekeeper. I use bees to provide training for schools and for organizations like Service Excellence.
Hi everyone, my name is Yu Min and I'm a certified nature and forest therapy guide. In my work, I guide people to slow down and connect with nature in a more sensory manner.
Hi guys, I'm the chef and owner of a restaurant called Summer Hill over in Sunset Way.
I think in terms of my relationship with nature, it's very much based on what's edible to me.
Yeah, I relate to nature in that way, but also how we work with nature.
I think my main interaction with nature is through my work. So it makes it very important that the way I work is sustainable, it's renewable, that it doesn't go against nature.
Yeah, I'm excited actually to meet all of you guys in person and encounter nature with you in your own unique perspective. So this has been very enlightening for me, also given me a lot to look forward to.
See you outside in nature.
Okay, bye-bye. See you.
See you guys, bye.
Bye.
I'm embarking on my foray into nature with something a little unconventional: forest bathing.
So when I first heard I was going forest bathing, the name throws you off. I thought we were going to go look for a waterfall and bathe under natural clean spring water or something.
So forest bathing started in Japan. It's called shinin-yoku in the Japanese language, and it's a literal translation where shinin means forest and yoku means to take a bath, so forest bathing. But it really has nothing to do with like water. It's a very common misconception. I like to use the analogy of like sunbathing. Yeah, so we are just like absorbing the sun in sunbathing, but in forest bathing, you are absorbing the forest atmosphere.
When you're going forest bathing, is it just simply walking through the forest? Is it just like a hike?
It's very different from a hike. Forest bathing is all about being present, whereas a hike is about getting there. Forest bathing is very much just about being here in this moment, connecting to that space. It's going to be a very sensory approach to know nature instead. Things like sight, smell, taste, touch.
It feels very strange to stand still in a random spot on a path and not do anything.
All plants, trees especially, emit these special compounds. We call them phytoncides. And their function really is to act as a natural form of defense for the plants against invading bacteria and viruses. And so during forest bathing, what we are doing as we move through the forest or move through that nature space, we are using our largest organ, which is our skin, as well as our nose as we breathe. We're absorbing these phytoncides. And it's very interesting that research has shown that these phytoncides bring about some benefits physiologically for our health. So things like lowering our stress hormones, cortisol, things like improving the quantity and the effectiveness of our anti-cancer cells. Most people feel very relaxed at the end of the session or the journey. Some people find some kind of peace and calmness that they have been seeking for. Some find solutions to some problems. But generally, I always encourage people to not demand or expect like something, and that's when that journey can truly unfold and gift to you what is required. That's the essence of forest really.
This meditative time in the forest has got me thinking about my relationship with nature as a chef.
I would love to run a farm-to-table restaurant and work directly with farms, but that's a very difficult thing to do in Singapore, just because there is currently still a very limited supply of ingredients that we could actually use for, say, a French restaurant.
So, for the next few days, I set out to explore just that. Can I actually prepare a meal from ingredients grown in local soil?
Hi, Alexius.
Hey, Anthony.
Hi,
Hello.
nice to meet you finally.
Nice to meet you in person too. Welcome to the house.
Thank you for inviting me over. I'm really eager to see your
Instead of heading out to experience nature, Alexia's passion lies in bringing nature into urban spaces, like this edible garden right smack in the middle of his house.
Oh wow, this is really, really nice.
Yeah, thank you. This garden is about 6 years old.
Is this what all permaculture is all about?
This is it, yeah. The idea of bringing nature within the urban space, and we have over 60 different kinds of edible plants.
To encourage Singaporeans to do the same, Alexia's work involves helping others create and maintain edible landscapes in their own compounds.
So a lot of Singaporeans think that, we don't really have edible plants in Singapore, like we import a lot of food, but we're really in the center of the world's biodiversity and we have so much food to eat. It's just that we don't know about it. This might be something, when you taste it, you'll definitely kind of enjoy.
Oh, it's like very mustardy.
It is. It is
Okay.
Chinese mustard, and if
Okay.
you eat the whole leaf, you get that wasabi kind of like a kick.
What is this? This is growing all over the place.
It's actually called Indian borage.
Ah, Indian barrage.
Yeah,
Okay.
and a lot of Singaporeans are starting to really appreciate this now. It's known for its antiviral, antiseptic, and anti-inflammatory kind of like properties. This is something that's nice to try. So this is called sayur manis. It is a plant that our grandparents used to know a lot about. So I think it's interesting to kind of grow these plants and try to educate Singaporeans, at least the younger generation, on all these amazing local plants that just grow naturally like this.
I mean, this is our heritage.
It is. Yeah. It is a heritage plant, right?
It's really exciting for me as a chef to walk into this edible garden, find out about plants that I've never tasted or tried before, that I really want to take back all these ideas with me into the kitchen.
So, Anthony, now that you've tried the plants, are you ready to kind of like contribute back to the garden and help me do something?
Yeah, I'm ready to learn. Put me to work.
To gain from the land, there's work to be done. Today, we are refreshing the soil of a small vegetable patch in Alexia's home garden.
So let's get our stuff over there and then we'll start.
First, we need some good quality nutrients from his homemade compost.
Let's go all the way in, use your foot,
Okay.
dig out a good chunk of it. Not so easy.
Yeah, that's all I got. I've never tilled soil before and I've never worked on a farm before.
Use your body weight, push it in, and then pull it back.
This is like, when you're loosening up fried rice from the fridge.
Well, we're cooking for our plants, right? If you
Yes.
think about it.
Well, they are going to eat all this afterwards, right?
Yeah, so this helps to aerate the soil. Sometimes the soil with the heavy rain in the tropics, it gets a bit compacted. In farming, we like to say that, your job as a farmer is to take care of the soil. And then if you take care of the soil will take care of your plants and your plants will take care of you.
It's interesting seeing when we're digging up the compost and digging up the soil. It's not easy work. I'd imagine that if you're going to be doing this every day, there's quite a lot of commitment that's involved in hard work and sweat.
Okay, that's it.
According to Alexius, edible plants are all around us. To prove that I've been oblivious to my surroundings, he's arranged to meet me at Sunset Way, where my restaurant is at.
Hey Alexius.
Hey, Anthony.
Hi.
Hello, good to see you.
Good to see you. So we're going foraging.
Yeah, definitely.
Where are we going?
We're going to forage around your restaurant.
Here.
Yeah.
What is there around here to eat?
We can find at least like 20 different kinds of edible plants.
20 different kinds. Alexius invites me to go on a foraging trip. This is really exciting to go find out what we can pick up just along the roadside or in the wild in Singapore, because it's not something that we usually think of.
This can be our first specimen. This is actually Singapore rhododendron. Okay, it's a species that is endemic to Singapore. It has beautiful kind of like purple flowers, and then they will turn into small little cute berries that you can use to make like a jam or something like that.
You can make jam
Yeah.
in Singapore?
Yeah.
Okay.
Never knew that you could have berries in Singapore, right?
No, well, not edible ones.
So what we want to do is we want to educate Singaporeans on what kinds of plants are growing very easily out, in nature. And this is, I think, the empowering part of teaching about foraging in Singapore.
Sure.
Let's go. Anthony, do you like making salads?
Yes, I love salads.
You can try this. This is
here.
the one that I like to use. Okay, it's got a beautiful kind of white flower with a little bit of lavender tinge in the middle. It's known as the Chinese violet. So this is a great kind of substitute for spinach.
So the leaves taste like spinach.
The leaves taste like spinach, and then the flowers can be used as a garnish or as a salad.
I have a spinach garden just growing out here.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
So now you know where to find these kind of stuff.
So anytime the restaurant runs out of stuff, I can just come out here.
You try not to bring the plant itself, but if you know like how to propagate it, like you have the seeds and stuff, you can keep the seeds and bring it and introduce it into your home balcony. Okay, let's check out this corner. This is one of my favorite kind of plants that I've learned about in foraging.
Which one is it? There's a lot here.
This one. Okay,
This
so it's
one.
the tallest one. It's known as a sorrel.
Oh,
Okay.
sorrel.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
We use this in the kitchen. Sorrel is something we commonly use in the restaurant. It has a lemony flavor that we use the leaves for. It's something that I've always associated with Europe or Australia or more temperate climates. To find that it's growing here in our tropical climate is really, really, really cool for me as a chef.
Once the flowers develop into the fruits, they form this beautiful kind of pod that looks like a star fruit.
So, and it's all just growing all around here and nobody knows.
Yeah, no one knows.
Yeah.
Well, now you know. Okay,
Yes.
so now let's go check out our next spot.
Okay.
It's really cool.
I find it a bit weird that, if we're walking down the street, we're picking leaves or berries off the plants on the roadside. Is that something that's advisable?
Not really. It's not advisable in Singapore, right? There are reasons for it to protect the plants, but it's also to protect us. Because sometimes, you never know what ended up on the plant and you might be consuming that, right? Dog pee, for example.
So here's an important disclaimer. Do not go plucking leaves and fruits in our parks and by the roads.
I had no idea this is what it
This
was.
foraging tour is Alexius' way of showing me that if these plants grow naturally in the wild on Singapore soil, then surely they would thrive in our home gardens too.
It is called the Cupid's brush. And this one, you can eat the young shoots, the flowers, and even the stems, if you know how to prepare it well. And it's got a
Okay.
little bit of a bitter tinge to it.
That's really interesting. You see this all over the place.
Yes, it's all over the grass lawns and by the roadsides.
And it's all edible.
And it's all edible. And they're so easy to grow because the seeds just disperse by wind.
So this whole foraging trip has really opened my eyes to the idea that there is so much that we don't know about what's growing around us. So this brings me back to the Jahai tribe in a state park where it's really wild, and we were foraging and they were pointing out plants that they used, to treat their skin for eczema. So it kind of throws me now that, it's actually been all around me all this time. If you only have a little bit of expertise and the inclination to look for it. I'm really excited to take all this new information you've given me. I want to cook something for you guys.
Awesome, I'm
Okay?
excited.
So let's see what we can put together. I'm gonna need your help for this.
Look forward to it, yeah.
Every time I've tried to cook with ingredients that are not grown in a natural way, you can always see that the final product is not quite as good as it could be. Whether it's chickens grown with no hormones, with no antibiotics, or vegetables that are grown organically in really good soil, the magic of nature comes through in the flavors. So that's very much my relationship with nature.
See, on top this way honey is.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oops.
Oh, that's why they
Yeah.
got agitated.
Sorry.
This weekend, I'll be cooking at Alexia's house, and the highlight for me has got to be using the plants that he's grown in his garden. I don't have a dish in mind yet, but a little bit of sweetness wouldn't kill. Or would it?
Is this the latest in bee fashion?
Ha, yes, this is the latest in bee fashion.
Good thing I have John with me. As a beekeeper of 13 years, he knows bees like the back of his hand.
Okay. See, these are my beehives, okay? And today we're going to look at this colony, Joy.
Joy, okay.
All right.
Let's get some joy.
So let me remove the cover.
Oh, wow.
So
That's
you see,
a lot of bees.
there are lots of bees.
You can't even see the honeycomb. They're like,
We can't see, I know, because they have to keep the brood warm, so the bees actually cover the whole honeycomb.
While many of us might see them as pests, these honeybees are crucial for the health of our forests in Singapore. That's because many flowering plants depend on bees for pollination, a process that's essential to the production of fruits and vegetables.
Whoa, I can feel that straight
You can
away.
feel the weight, right?
Yes.
Oh, this one actually, see the honeycombs there? There's a lot of, see, on top this way honey is.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Oh, this is 2 layers.
two
yeah.
layers, yes.
Okay. It's a duplex.
Right. Okay, now you put it down gently.
Oops.
Oh, no. Okay, because you put a third, you see, that's why they
Yeah.
got agitated.
Oops.
Okay, we move away, let them quieten down a bit.
Okay. I annoyed them a bit. Sorry. So even a little thud like that sets them off.
Yes,
huh?
because
They-
it caused an alarm to them. There's a little thud.
yeah,
They are started by that.
they're very sensitive.
Yeah,
So you need to be very patient.
correct.
And that's a trait John picked up as a teacher of 37 years. Today, he's still a teacher at heart and on a mission to educate people on the importance of honeybees in the ecosystem.
I expected that, it might get a little dangerous or a bit scary, but it was actually all very peaceful. And it's just about being gentle and slow and looking after the bees, creating a nice environment for them.
Anthony, I hope you and your friends will enjoy my honey.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
This experience is definitely different from, if you just bought honey off a shelf. Being a chef, I get a much closer understanding of what it takes to harvest the ingredients we use. It's like these tiny little insects, but they're able to produce all this honey that we use in so many things.
Today I'm going to Alexis's house. First of all, forage for some ingredients. And then some of his friends are also going to bring over a few things that they've grown or foraged themselves. And I'm going to be cooking them a meal. So this is something new for me, not having cooked a meal completely from foraged items. It's going to be very off the cuff.
So this is the pennywort that we saw on the train tracks the other day. So getting some of this basil. Maybe some of the sawtooth coriander. Ouch, just try not to get stabbed by it. Ow. So I remember this guy with the silvery green leaves were edible. And then I'm gonna try and cut down this guy. I hope Alexis doesn't mind. Cut this off. Okay, this is all fibrous around here, these rings. And then you got this core here, which we can use.
Farming might not be the norm here in Singapore, but it turns out Alexius isn't the only one with a thriving home garden.
Ashley, hi.
This would be the French marigold.
This is the French marigold.
That's right. We have the red long bean here.
Red long beans. I've never seen this before.
I have some jambu from my pot.
Okay.
And this is a green papaya from...
After seeing all the produce that everyone's brought, there's a lot of very fresh flavors. There's a lot of stuff that is usually used in salads. So I'm thinking the way we can go with this is to make a nice kind of salsa-y dish, but really strong flavored. I'm gonna put it together with a bit of fish, and then we can do kind of like a little dip and that we can eat with chips. What I want is that we're gonna have a balance of flavors where there's some freshness, there's some sweetness, there's also a little bit of bitterness just to counteract that. Just gonna put this next to the fish. Okay, that turned out really nice. I'm quite happy with it. Guys, lunch is served!
The,
Loaded up too much.
the cracker. Okay.
It's really good.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Thank you. For me as a chef, it's been really nice learning from all of you. And just learning that there's so many things that you guys can grow like on a balcony, in a community garden, and it can all come together into this, you know, and create something. I mean, I've never made this dish before.
Yeah,
This is all just inspired by what you guys have grown and your own creativity.
very nice.
Yeah,
very
thank
nice.
you guys. Have some more. I think what I learned from this whole experience was definitely to slow down a bit and become more aware of my surroundings. To actually stop and be appreciative of the restorative aspects of nature. And I think this is definitely gonna change the way I experience nature. When I go for a jog along a park connector, I'm definitely gonna be looking not just up, but down and around and, you know, trying to spot all these edible things or listen out for these sounds that I may not have noticed before. And I think that's gonna make for a much richer experience.
So when are you coming back?
Set. 目標周大